Hey, what's up? It's Sugar from Sound Candy Studio. Today I'm going to do a review on the Soundspot Axis. This was sent in as a request by Vincent. So we thought, actually, let's go and have a look at it and see whether or not we like it and see what it does. So, see you all in a moment. Welcome back. Right, so let's jump straight into this one. This is the Soundspot Axis. Now, this product looks like a couple of other products that you may have already seen on the Soundspot website. One of them is the Propane, this one here, and the other one is this one here. Now, as I understand it, Propane and MSW1, not 2, this is the newer one, they are what make up this one. So these were the constituent parts of this original product here. So what we're going to do is, rather than focusing on MSW1 or 2 and Propane, we are going to take a look at Axis. Right, so what is it? It's a multiband compressor, expander, metering system and imager all in one product. And I think this is about £13 in the UK, probably $16, $17, which I just think this is a bargain any way you look at it. Okay, let's take a quick look at it. So on the left hand side bottom, you have the imager. Then you have the gain control here. You have mid and side here, and stereo and mono. Then you have to the right hand side your stereo spread. That makes up the combination of all of the icons under the imaging section. Then you have the compressor. Nothing unusual here. You have your ratio, your threshold, your attack. This section here is for your compression and expander. Then you have your release. Then you have your up down, which will control the expander or compression. Then you have your wet dry, which is the mix button. And finally, on the image, on the metering section, you have your stereo linked and unlinked for mono and stereo. Then you have your RMS output meter. That will allow you essentially to do some gain staging to make sure you don't peak too much. Going back to the top, you have a couple of sections here, one of which is the band isolation. So these individual sections are what you are calling your bands, and there are 4 of them. This individual slider will allow you to monitor the crossover point. So if you move it further to the right, you go to the mid-range, and then up to the full right, you have the upper end, your upper register, and that allows you to move. Any one of them can be moved around as you would like. And finally, to the right hand side, you have your band select. There are 4 bands, as there are 4 indications for your band isolation. So you have 1, 2, 3 and 4. That makes up the lower half of this particular plugin. Then of course at the top here you have a bunch of presets. We're not going to do the preset thing yet, but we are going to take a listen to it and see what it sounds like. Now incidentally, you can control each individual part of this plugin, so you can isolate a part to see what it sounds like. And we're going to play a bit of a track so that we can see why we would use this, and probably where we'd use it. I have a track here at the top. It's just in the main on a single stereo line, and I am gonna, obviously I've put the plug in here. I could have put it on the main output, or I could have put it on the bus, but I've just stuck it here for this demonstration. However, we're going to see why you would use this, and why I think that certainly in your mixing and mastering stage, this plugin would probably be quite useful. Okay, so let's just jump this track back to the beginning and less talking, and we're going to have a listen to what it sounds like. As usual with all of these things, you're probably going to want to put some headphones on. And before anyone tells me in the comment section that this thing is smashing into the red, I know sometimes when you go through the defaults, it's a demonstration. It's not about necessarily keeping it from bumping into the reds. So someone's already mentioned that before, and it's a demonstration. I'm not trying to do the production thing. Okay, let's go. Let's have a listen to what it sounds like. So we'll take a listen to here. So I mentioned the crossover point, so I'll explain what that is, and let's have a look at it in action. I know.
Boom, 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 pa, pa, boom, 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 pa, pa, boom, boom.
Let's go and do some, before we do that, let's do some isolation. Let's go and have a listen to the lower end. So let's just isolate that section there and just have a listen to it, and I'll flick through all of the 4 components, and we'll look at all of them individually and see where we can do some isolation work. Let's go and have a look at the stereo spread. Incidentally, you should have some headphones on, because there are some subtle changes that take place, certainly in the mid and the side, that you will need to hear with your headphones, and also the stereo spread. So as you notice on the stereo spread, you can see this little indicator, and this would be your field of sound. So you can see on this indicator exactly where how the spread is going to be. So let's narrow it all the way down to 0, and then we'll increase it incrementally. Now I really like this plugin. This plugin, it does everything you expect it to do. The isolation feature works really well. The feature that allows you to select individual bands works really well. So if you're looking at, let's just try and isolate a slight, let's go for the mid section here.
Boom, pop, pop, boom,
So you can see by just moving these anchor points, you are isolating the mid tones in this track, or the lower end. So I like that feature because you can, let's completely isolate this one. So you can see it's in the purple here, and this is the tone that we're looking for the sweet spot here. So let's find that. And let's go for the upper ends. Now, as you can see, all three isolation indicators are lit. So obviously you can light them all, which neutral, it means it's exactly the same as taking them all off. So let's play it again and let's see which section we need to adjust. This product, in my mind, this product works really well. It does all the things that it should do. I would say that ideally this is going to be on the bus. So possibly your drum bars or your keys or keyboards or guitars, but this would ideally sit nicely on a bus because it's probably not something that you want to put on an individual sound, I guess, unless you're going to pan it left and right, which there are some other tools that you can do that with anyway. But on a bus, this will work well. I think this is an absolutely, it's a brilliant product. And I often say this because people, they generally think that something that's relatively inexpensive is not very good. That's not the case with Soundspot. They make first-class products, and their products, by and large, work really well. You know, at the time of recording, this is on Monday, the 19th of November, 2018. There is actually a sale on. So if you're in the market to pick yourself up a product at a reasonable price, now would be a good time. And we're heading towards Friday, which is going to be Black Friday. So presumably there are sales on everywhere. So if you're having a look at this product, it's well worth doing. You can also check out their website for some more in-depth analysis on this product, but in my mind this has got to be like an 8 or 9 out of 10 for the price, for the quality, for what it does. It's simple to use. I love the isolation, the band isolation. I love the band select. I even like the whole fact that this has got an imager and a compressor limiter and compressor expander all in one product. Oh, and for the price, you can't go wrong. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks, Vincent, for recommending me to do this one. Anything else you want me to take a look at, please do shout. Leave something in the comments section. Please like, subscribe, and share. Take care. Bye-bye.